Hey there guys, it's Anthony here at Cutting Edge Guitar, and in today's video I want to show you the fastest way to get real results with your guitar soloing. Let's get right into it. Okay guys, first things first, I want to ask you to smash that like button if you're enjoying the video. Please do consider subscribing to the channel and share this video to any of your guitar playing friends that you think might find it useful. Right, getting into your soloing and you want to find the fastest way to get results. Well, I take a 3-stage approach with all of my students, whether that's people that are working one-to-one with me or they're following all of my content. That is all at Cutting Edge Guitar. Check that out, links in the description. And basically, I believe 100% that this is the fastest way to get the results that you want. So basically, I want to talk to you about my overview for how you would go about becoming a good guitar player in general, not just as a soloist. First things first, what you need to do, you need to know your fretboard. You need to know the devices that it is that you want to use musically. So most people getting into lead guitar for the very first time, they're probably going to be using the minor pentatonic scale. If you don't know what that scale is, you really need to bone up on it. It's something that's really important. What I would also suggest though, just knowing it in one position, that's not enough. You need to know that up and down the whole guitar neck in its 5-position caged system. Also as well, if you want to expand on that material and you want to play modal stuff, whether that's Dorian, which you'll probably be using in a minor context, or maybe you would use Mixolydian in a rock context. By a rock context, I mean, like if you're playing over dominant 7th chords, I mean, you can do that you can use Dorian in rock, you can use any mode in rock, and you can use these things in blues and what have you. My thing with the knowing the scales is like with 3 notes per string, as I was just doing here for my G Mixolydian. You might want to know that you should know that in all 7 positions up and down the fretboard. So things like this. Etc. There's 7 different shapes of which you can play 3 notes per string scale forms. So learning the fretboard inside and out is a bit of a tall order, but my point is, if you've got a structured method in place for learning your fretboard inside and out, you will actually get the results quickly. So this is one of the things that I see from my students over at Cutting Edge Guitar all the time. Although I put a lot of work in front of them, a lot of things to learn, they'll go, because I'm going from lesson to lesson where I'm going, I need to learn this in lesson 1, this in lesson 2, this in lesson 3, I'm actually getting results. I'm seeing stuff happening week after week. So I've seen a lot of people over my time and my career as a guitar teacher so far that have been playing guitar for 20 years, 30 years, and they still don't know this stuff. And it's like, well, there's no overnight thing that's going to make somebody become a brilliant guitar player, in the same way that there's no overnight get-rich-quick scheme. You know, they're usually all bullshit. And that whole play guitar in 5 minutes, like if you learn this super, it ain't going to work. It's just nonsense. But if you've been playing guitar for 20 years and you aren't seeing results because you haven't done these things, like when someone shows it to you, if they can say, right, in 6 months' time, you'll know your fretboard. 6 months isn't a long amount of time. That's what I'm talking about, rapid results. Rapid results ain't going to happen this afternoon, because that's just bullshit. Okay, so next thing. Once you have learnt your fretboard, the next thing that you're going to want to do is work on your technique. Now again, it's all about having a structured method in place that will allow you to get the results that you want. Now, something else that I say to a lot of my students is you need to reverse engineer the things it is you want to do. So let's say if you're a fan of, I don't know, someone like Joe Satriani, and you want to play sort of fast, melodic, legato lead lines. You know, them sorts of things. You're not going to do that unless you've got a structured program in place that will show you how to build legato technique. Okay, you just need it. You absolutely just do. But again, your thing might not be that you want to play like Satch, like, you know, it might be that you want to have fast alternate picking stuff. You might want to play linear lines like this. You know, if that's the sort of thing you want to do, or if you want to play, you know, fast positional lines. You know, whatever it is that you want to do, you've got to sit down and be like, okay, I need a roadmap of lessons that gets me to that point. I mean, obviously, I'm just sort of shredding a bit there, but it might not be that. You might want to just play, you know, bluesy, like, you know, this sort of stuff. All of that stuff is going to take some level of technique, and also you don't want to be stuck in one position on the fretboard just doing that. You still want to be able to move around and do. So all I'm doing with that is I'm just going out of individual shapes of the minor pentatonic, connecting them up there and all that sort of thing. But that boils down to knowing the fretboard and having the technique to be able to execute my ideas. And then the final thing is about turning it into, or the third thing, should I say, is about turning that into a working musical vocabulary that you can use for your chosen style. So let's say if I go back to my sort of fast alternate picking-y type stuff that I was doing a second ago. I was doing a lot of stuff that would move around different positions. You know, these sorts of things. How you build that level of technique will be working on exercises like this sort of thing. But once you've built that up, what you want to have is a lick bank of, well, I'll say licks or runs even. So some of the stuff I've done there. Or what else could I do? Something like this. All of them sorts of things there. They're runs that I've sat and worked on, lines that I've practiced that hopefully they'll come out organically in my improvisation, or they're things that I can write up to show other people how to play them. And, you know, you learn all of that stuff by listening to your favourite guitar players and, you know, transcribing them. Obviously you can learn them from, you know, coming to see a teacher or following content or whatever it is that you do. But you've got to have that 3-stage thing in place. You need to learn where the devices that you need are on your fretboard, and you learn that by reverse engineering your goal. So you look at your goal, whatever it is that you want to achieve, whatever kind of music it is that you want to get to. Okay, what are the devices that I need to be able to play that kind of music? Then you also look at your goal and go, what are the techniques I need to be able to do to be able to play that kind of music? So then you work on the technique. And then finally, you take those first 2 elements and then turn that into a working musical vocabulary for your style. And that's pretty much the cutting edge guitar strategy. That's what I do with all of my students, whether they're following content or just coming to see me for a lesson, or, you know, on Skype or Zoom, whatever it is that they're doing. So, talking of which, I'm going to carry on this video over in the members area at Cutting Edge Guitar. If you want to see me talk a bit more about this subject, there is exclusive members only content over there. I'll drop the links in the description. If you're enjoying what I'm doing just here on YouTube, please do subscribe to the channel so that you see the next one that I do for you. And that'll be it for now. So take care. If you're coming over to Cutting Edge Guitar, I'll see you in the next part of this video. Cheers.